Okay. Chama, I'm sold. I'm sold. Chama. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Let's have a conversation. UFC 303 just wrapped up and I want to come here to share my thoughts, my quick reactions. Listen, I hate to eat my words, but I'm gonna have to. Respect. I give respect where if I say something and it turns out to be something else, I have no choice but to give my respect. And today, my respect goes out to three people. Let's just start with a little breakdown real quick, and then I'll, in the course of the episode, in the course of the show or the video, I will tell you guys who got my respect. All right, let's just get this out of the way. MVP. MVP versus Garry. I really had MVP winning this fight. That's what I thought it was going to be going into the fight. And this is why I don't predict stuff, right? What's fascinating about that fight is this. These are two elite strikers. You would think this is going to be a strike fest. But hats off to Garry and his team for actually switching it up. Ian went into that fight more grappling heavy than he typically does. And from all indication, it looks like MVP's ground game is still not on a top elite level. And I have to say, MVP, to succeed in the UFC, even if you're a striker, it's so important to really up your ground game, because you can't just do it. You can't make it far in the UFC if you're not really well grounded, both in striking and on the ground. Look at Izzy, for instance. Look at Alex Pereira, for instance, right? They've had to up their ground game. They've had to improve seriously on their ground game because it was very essential. Notice when Izzy came into the UFC, Izzy had a very high takedown defense percentage when he was in his early days in the UFC, and that helped him rise through the ranks really quick. So I give hats off to Garry. Garry switched up the game plan, got the job done. I have no issues. Respect. Ian has gotten my respect, and I think at this point, let's give him what he wants. Let's give him the Colby fight, and after that, if he gets the Colby fight, everybody knows the next thing is Garry is going for a title in that division. Welterweight division, I see Garry possibly having a title shot within the next 14 months. I sort of see it happening. I could be wrong, but let's see. Next fight, I'll just give you a quick breakdown. Silva versus Chon. Guys, did you see the cut? Did anybody see the cut and think that the doctor made the bad judgment or the referee made the bad judgment? Because Silva wanted to keep going. But bro, did you see that gash? That was a gash that thing could be like an excavation hole on the construction site. It was so deep. It was so deep. And the nasty left elbow that Chon threw to cut it, literally, it wasn't just like the impact of the elbow, literally the edge sliced across one of Silva's head. I know she was upset, but at the end of the day, everybody wants safety. Safety first is the mantra of this sport. And if the doctors have to come in to say, hey, listen, she regardless of whether she wants to go or not, that cut is too deep. So you guys cancel it if you want to. It was a good call. I just thought, yeah, listen, take care of the cut, heal it up, right? You don't go into a fight with just in the second round with that kind of big disadvantage. You have blood spilling over, you lose one eye, you can't really see very much. And then there's also the risk of having that gash expand even more. So, hats off to the doctor and referee. UFC will probably give her another fight after she heals up, and we'll see. But congratulations to Chon. Next is Anthony Smith and Dolitze. Okay. A guy from a lower division comes up to your division, fights you, the gatekeeper, and on short notice, and you still lost. I respect Anthony Smith. That I've always said, my respect for Anthony Smith is more on the outside of the octagon rather than the inside. In terms of his fighting skills, I'm not really, again, no disrespect. Okay, I just said no disrespect, right? Or I respect him. Okay, listen. Anthony Smith, yeah, you might as well just stick to, being in front of the camera, but not as a fighter. It might be better for you to just do it as an analyst. Be involved in this game as an analyst, and I think your perspective might pull a few people together. I have nothing to say about him coming to continue fighting. And then I said something. Dana sort of alluded to that at the press conference. Okay, the post-fight press conference. Let's see. Who knows? Whatever. Next. Guys, the co-main event was gangster. Absolute gangster. These two guys. Respect to Diego Lopez to have gone through everything he did. First, trying to fight Brian Ortega, then finding out that Ortega would not make the 145 weight limit. They pushed it to 155. Then, on the day of the fight, finding out that Ortega can't make the fight. And then Dan Ige steps up on 3 hours notice. If that isn't the most gangster move you've seen in MMA, I don't know what is. And this is the funny thing, guys. I think I had Dan Ige winning that fight, but not by a large margin. Let's just get it clear. It wasn't a large margin, but he clearly won the third round for me. Could be wrong. I'm doing this from a casual perspective. Remember, I'm not doing this from a technical perspective. I think Dan Ige may have just done a little bit more than Diego Lopez to win that fight, because Diego was gassing out and Ige was getting him towards like the middle half of the second round to all through the third round. Was, in my opinion, personally, Ige's. However, like I said, the margin ain't too much, and what that means is if it also went Diego's way, I probably wouldn't have much complaints. But yeah, that's what I saw. That's what I saw. I know you guys are gonna go at me and say, oh well, you ain't analyzing crap. Yeah, that's why it's a dumb casual show. Okay, but listen, respect to both guys. Ige's stock went up. That man did not lose on the day. He didn't lose. His stock went up. His name went up. That's a legendary move that will be talked about for a very long time. to show guys how to do it. When guys say fight anywhere, anyone, anywhere, anytime. That's exactly what it is. You get off the couch literally and get into the octagon and give a fight like that for somebody you ain't preparing for. Listen, let him have his the original fight on the 20th. Pay him that money and let him fight at the Sphere. He deserves those rewards for stepping up and saving the co-main event on 3 hours notice. God damn, so impressed. Main event. All right, okay. I have released videos in the past where I have mentioned that I was not sold on Alex Pereira. Okay, you guys, you got me. You got me. Chama. I really thought Jiri had this one. I really thought Jiri came in there very prepared, right? To make it a very dirty fight, because that's probably the best way you do it. It's either you do it the way Izzy did it the second time, where you misdirect Alex Pereira into thinking or making him believe he doesn't respect your power. Because if he doesn't respect your power, we've seen in the past, he's going to come forward because he believes he needs one punch to touch you and you go down, which for the most part is true. But he doesn't respect people's power. So if he comes in, if you have that kind of power, that is about the right time to be able to get him before he gets you. It's all about timing and power. But besides that, the other method to really, I think, in my personal opinion, just to see Alex's fight, is to make it a dirty ass hustle, nothing orthodox, face forward, pressure him, but carefully put some pressure on him in a way where he isn't in his flow state. He's not ready. He's not able to get his limbs off, right? And again, his ground game, even though it's improved, the ground game is still subpar. But listen, that aside, Alex is something. It's something. I'm beginning to see it. You know, I'm beginning to see it. He says he wants to move to heavyweight. No problem. Maybe he does it. Maybe they let him do it. I don't know. However, I think the first thing Alex Pereira should do, he has to fight Magomed Ankalaev. I'm sorry. That's the next fight for me. One more fight to defend the light heavyweight title, and that gives enough time for us to see how the heavyweight division plays out. And I'm going to be doing a video this week on the heavyweight division, just my thoughts on the heavyweight division. Okay, congrats to everybody. I enjoyed the fight card. I mean, by international fight week standards, I wouldn't say this is the best fight card we've had on International Fight Week. I do remember a few of them from the past that, you know, I think, in my opinion, were more entertaining. But that doesn't take away from this one. Congrats to everybody who participated. And yeah, that's all I got. If you guys have stayed this long, I thank you. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that we can grow this channel. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be posting some MMA news later in the week. Episode 5 of the TDC show. This was just a recap for UFC 303. Thanks everyone, and I will see you guys on the next one. I'm out.